Welcome to the Agrawal classes. I am Ajit Agrawal. Today we will solve some of the numericals related with the properties of pure substance by using the steam table.
Question number 4. Find the enthalpy, entropy and volume of steam at 14 bar and 380 degrees Celsius.
In question number 4, we have to find out the enthalpy, entropy and volume of the steam at 1.4 megapascal and 380 degrees centigrade. So first we will go to the saturated steam table, that is table number 2, and we will find out the pressure equals to 14 Pascal. So here I am having a steam table number 2, and in this 14 bar the saturation temperature is 195.10. That means the given steam is a superheated steam. So the data we will get from the table number 3, the superheated steam. So we will go into a table number 3 and we will find out the pressure 14 bar. So at 14 bar we can see the saturation temperature is 195.10, but the given temperature is 380 degrees centigrade. That means the given steam is superheated steam, and we will get the properties of the steam, volume, enthalpy and entropy on this table. So here it is for 200 degrees centigrade, here it is for 250 degrees centigrade, here it is for 350 degree centigrade and for 400 degree centigrade, but we need for the 380 degree centigrade, so it is not there. So what we will do, we will write down the volume, enthalpy and entropy at 350 degree centigrade and 400 degree centigrade from this steam table on the paper. So let us write down the values. At 350 degree centigrade and at 400 degree centigrade, the volume is 0.2003, and here the volume is 0.2178 meter cube per kg. The specific enthalpy is 3149.6 and 3257.5 kilojoules per kg, and the entropy is 7.136 and 7.303 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, now we have to find out it at 380 degrees Celsius. Okay, so first we will find out the difference. If the temperature is changing by 50 degrees Celsius, then the volume is changing by 0.2178 minus 0.2003, that is 0.0175. Similarly, the enthalpy is changing from 3149.6 to 3257.5, that is the difference of this minus this is equals to 107.9, and entropy change is 7.303 minus 7.136 is 0.167. Okay, so now we will try to find out the volume change for a 30 degree, because our reading is 380. So 380 minus 350, that is for 30 degree change. What is the change in volume, enthalpy and entropy? the volume is changing by this much amount when 50 degree change is there. So when the 30 degree change will be there, what will be the change in volume? So delta V will be equals to 0.0175 upon 50 multiplied by 30. So this will be equals to some value, plus if we will add up the volume at 350, then we will get the volume at 380. So the volume at 380 degree centigrade will be equals to V at 350 plus delta V. So this will come out to be equals to 0.2108. Similarly, delta H, change in enthalpy when the temperature rises 30 degree, will be equals to 107.9 divided by 50 degree multiplied by 30. So we will get the change in enthalpy, and the enthalpy at 380 degree centigrade will be equals to enthalpy at 350 plus delta H. So it will be equals to 3214.34 kilojoules per kg. And similarly, the change in entropy for 50 degree temperature is this much. So for 1 degree it will be equals to 0.167 divided by 50 multiplied by, for 30 degree we will multiply it by 30. So this change will entropy will get, then we will add up the entropy at 350 plus entropy change for 30 degree. So it will be the entropy at 380 degree centigrade will be equals to 7.2362 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Here it is meter cube per kg. So this way, if the data is not given in the steam table, then we have to manipulate it for the given temperature or given pressure.
Question number 5. A vessel of volume 0.04 meter cube contains a mixture of saturated water and saturated steam at a temperature of 250 degrees Celsius. The mass of the liquid present is 9 kg. Find the pressure, the mass, the specific volume, the enthalpy, the entropy, and the internal energy.
In question number 5, the vessel volume is given as 0.04 meter cube, and that contains the saturated water and saturated steam at 250 degrees centigrade, and the mass of the liquid is given as 9 kg, and we have to find out the pressure, mass, specific volume, specific enthalpy, specific entropy, and specific internal energy. Okay, so in this case, as it is given, the saturated water and saturated steam is present at 250 degrees centigrade. That means we are having the steam and water as a mixture. That means it will be at a saturated temperature and or it will be at a saturated pressure. So what we will do, we will go for the steam table number 1, where the base is given as the temperature. So here I am going for the steam table number 1, and in the first column I am looking for the 250 degree centigrade. So this is 250 degree centigrade, and then I will note down the data of pressure, specific volume of water, specific volume of dry saturated steam, enthalpy of the liquid, enthalpy of the latent heat, and the enthalpy of the gas, similarly the SF, SSG and SG. From this steam table I will note down in my copy. So T saturated is given as 250 degrees centigrade. Corresponding to this, the pressure, saturation pressure is given from the steam table is 39.7816 bar. The specific volume of water is given as 0.00125. The specific volume of dry saturated steam is given as 0.05004. The HF is given as 1085.777. HFG is given as 1714.611 and Hg is given as 2800.388 and SF is given as 2.7934. SFG from the steam table it is 3.2774 and SG is 6.0706. So this data we had written down from the steam table. Now from this steam table we can find out the change in volume during evaporation VFG as Vg minus Vf, and that will be equals to this volume minus this volume is equals to 0.04879 meter cube per kg. That is the volume change during the evaporation. Now we know that the volume of fluid, total volume of fluid will be equals to specific volume of fluid, that is water. The total volume of the water will be equals to specific volume of water into mass of water. So here the specific volume of water is given as 0.00125 multiplied by mass of liquid is given as 9 kg. So we know the total volume of the liquid will be equals to 0.01125 meter cube. It will be meter cube because we had multiplied it by the mass. Now we can find out the volume of the steam, because this contains the water plus steam. The mass of the liquid we know, so we had calculated the mass of volume of the water. Now we know the total volume, so to find out the volume of steam we will do the total vessel volume minus volume of the liquid. So here the total volume is given as 0.04 meter cube minus 0.01125 the volume of the liquid. So we will get the volume of the steam is equals to 0.02875 meter cube. Okay, by subtracting we will get this one. Now to find out the mass of the vapor, we can say mg is the mass of the steam multiplied by the mass of specific volume of the steam, dry saturated steam, will be equals to the total volume of the gas or the steam. So mass of steam plus specific volume of the steam G equals to total volume of the steam. So here we know the total volume of the steam, specific volume of the steam is 0.05004. So mass of steam we can calculate as 0.02875 divided by 0.05004. So this comes out to be equals to 0.5 0.5745 kg. So this is the mass of the steam and 9 kg is the mass of the water. So the total mass in the vessel will be equals to mf plus mg. So mf is 9 kg and mg is 0.5745. So the total mass will be equals to 9.5745 kg. So this is the total mass we got. The pressure we had already written down here from the steam table corresponding to 250 degrees centigrade. The saturation pressure is 39.7816. So this also we got. Now the dryness fraction, let us first find out the specific volume. Specific volume is nothing but the volume per unit mass. So the total volume is 0.04 meter cube divided by the total mass is equals to 9.57. So this ratio will give you the specific volume in the vessel. Okay, then we will calculate the dryness fraction. X is defined as the mass of the steam upon mass of the mixture, that is mass of steam plus mass of water. So mass of the steam we had calculated as 0.5745 kg and mass of the mixture we had calculated as 9.5745. So this will give me a dryness fraction is equals to 0.06. That means only 6% of the water is in a steam form and remaining is a water. We can find out the specific volume by another way, as specific volume is equals to Vf plus XVFG, that is the volume of water of 1 kg of liquid plus x kg of water from that is converted into steam. So Vfg is the change in volume when water is converting into an steam. So it is the specific volume will be Vf plus XVFG. We will substitute the values. Vf is equals to 0.00125 plus 0.06 multiplied by 0.04879. This is 0.04879. So this gives me the specific volume in the vessel is equals to 0.004177 meter cube per kg. Now to find out the enthalpy, H of this mixture will be equals to HF plus XHFG. So we know the value of HF from the steam table, HFG from the steam table, and the value of X we had already calculated. So while substituting these values, you will get the H equals to 1188.653 kilojoules per kg. Similarly, the entropy we can find out by SF plus X SFG. The value of SF from the steam table we know, and the SFG also we know. The dryness fraction we had already calculated. Substituting the values, we will get the entropy of the mixture, specific entropy of the mixture as 2.99 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And now to find out the last one, the internal energy, we know that H is given as U plus PV, so U will be given as H minus PV, and in this particular process the H we know now, already we had calculated the H, and pressure we know as 39.7816, and the volume also we had calculated as this much. So, we can substitute the values to get the U is equals to 1188.653 into 10 to the power 3. Remember, when we are calculating U or when we are using the PV in the equation, the H we are writing in joules per kg. So, I have multiplied it by 10 to the power 3 to convert kilo into joules, minus P, that is 39.7816 into 10 to the power 5, because this is given in bar. So, multiplied by 10 to the power 5, it becomes Pascal, multiplied by the volume 0.0041774. So, when we will solve this, we will get 1172.36.23 joules, or we can write as 1172.036 kilojoules per kg. So, this is the internal energy of specific internal energy of this mixture.
Question number 6. Steam initially at 3 bar 250 degree centigrade is cooled at constant volume. A. At what temperature will the steam become saturated vapor? B. What is the quality at 80 degrees Celsius, and what is the heat transferred per kg of steam in cooling from 250 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees Celsius?
In question number 6, it is given that the steam is at 0.3 megapascal, that is 3 bar and 250 degrees centigrade, and is cooled at constant volume, and we have to find out what is the temperature when it becomes saturated vapor, and second we have to find out what is the quality at 80 degrees centigrade, and finally we have to find out what is the heat transfer per kg of steam in cooling it from 250 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. So, first we will go to the steam table number 2 and try to find out the 3 bar pressure. So, here I am going for the table number 2 and 3 bar pressure. I am finding it the saturation temperature is 133.55, that means the given temperature is higher than the saturation temperature, the steam is superheated. So, I will go into a table number 3 and find out for the pressure 3 bar and temperature equals to 250, what are the properties. So, here I am going for the table number 3 for the 3 bar. So, at 3 bar the saturation temperature is 133.55, but our temperature is 250 degrees centigrade. So, I will go into the table for 100, 150, 200, 250. So, 250 is there. So, 250 and 3 bar. I will note down the readings, the volume, the enthalpy and the entropy of the steam as 0.796, 2967.6 and 7.517. So, say this point is the 1 point. So, V1 is equals to 0.796, H1 is equals to 2967.6 and S1 is equals to 7.517. So, this is the initial point in volume, specific volume, specific enthalpy and specific entropy. Now, at what temperature it becomes saturated vapor. So I have to keep the volume constant. So first I will draw it on the PV diagram, how it is, how it looks. So here I am having a constant temperature line as T equals to 250 degrees centigrade. Say here I am having some point 1. So at this particular point, this is the pressure, okay, that is 3 bar, and this is the volume 0.796. So at some point it is crossing this saturated vapor line. So at this particular point the steam will become dry saturated, that is saturated vapor. So I have to find out this point at what is the pressure and what is the temperature. Okay, so I'll go for the steam table and try to find out the specific volume equals to 0.796, where it is in the saturated steam volume steam table. So I am going it for the table number 2, where I am having a dry saturated steam properties. So the volume I have to look after is 0.796 of the Vg. So here it is more than that, here it is 0. I have to look after the 0.796. So it is between 2.2 and 2.3. okay, that is the one way. Or the other way, I can go into a steam table corresponding to the temperature, because the temperature is required in our case. What is the temperature? So I'll go for the first table also and look after the volume. So here I am finding the volume is 0.8910, which is more than 7.96, and 0.6681, which is less than this. So the temperature will lie between 120 and 130 degrees centigrade. Okay, it will be more than 120 and it will be less than 130. The pressure will be more than 1.98 and will be less than 2.70. So I'll note down the reading for 120 and 130 degrees Celsius, especially the temperature and the Vg only, because I am interested to find out what is the temperature when it becomes the saturated. So 120 and 130, and these two volumes I will note down. So from the table number 1, at 120 degrees centigrade the volume is 0.8910, and at 130 degrees centigrade the volume is equals to 0.6681. So and I need the volume, the temperature at 0.796. So I have to manipulate it. So what I will do, first I will find out the difference of these two. 130 minus 120, it is 10 degrees centigrade, and 0.6681 minus initial reading 0.8910 is equals to minus 0.2229. So this much is the volume reduction when the temperature rises by 10 degree. And what is the volume we need is 0.796. So the change in volume what we need is 0.796 minus 0.8910. So this gives me minus 0.0950. This much volume change. So I can find out what is the temperature change. So 10 degree temperature changes when the volume is changing by 0.0229 meter cube, but the volume change is there minus 0.0950. So the temperature change for this much change in the volume will be equals to 4.262 degrees Celsius. That means the saturation temperature corresponding to point 2 will be equals to 120 plus 4.262, that is 124.26 degrees Celsius. So that is the first part. What is the temperature when it becomes saturated vapor? We are considering constant volume process. Okay, so we have taken the constant volume at point 2 also equals to volume at point 1. Now for 80 degree, the second part, what is the quality at 80 degrees centigrade? If we will further cool it, then the temperature will further reduce. So at 80 degrees centigrade, we will write down the properties from the steam table number 1 only, because it is based on the temperature. So here from table number 1, at 80 degrees centigrade, the pressure is 0.4736, the volume of the liquid is this much, volume of the vapor, volume enthalpy of the liquid, latent heat, and the enthalpy of the dry saturated steam. Similarly, the SF, SFG and SG we will note down on the paper. So at 80 degrees centigrade, pressure is equals to 0.47360 bar, the Vf is equals to 0.001029 meter cube per kg, Vg is equals to 3.4090. Similarly, HF is equals to 334.921, HFG equals to 2308.788, and Hg is equals to 2643.709, and SF is equals to 1.0752, SFG is equals to 6.5381, and Sg is equals to 7.6133. Now the volume is 0.796. Here if it is a pure water, then the volume will be 0.001029, and if it is a pure steam, then the volume will be this. That means it is the water and steam mixture we are having. So we may be somewhere here at point 3, where the pressure will be equals to 0.4736 bar, okay, and the temperature is 80 degrees Celsius. So it will be a mixture of water and steam. So first we will find out the dryness fraction by equating the volume at point 2 or volume at point 1 equals to volume at point 3. So volume at point 1 and volume at point 2 is equals to 0.796, and that will be equals to volume at 3. So volume at 3 will be equals to Vf plus X Vfg. All these are at point 3. So it is X3 and it is V2 or V1, both are the same. So Vfg we can calculate by here Vfg as Vg minus Vf, and that will be equals to 3.407971 meter cube. So substituting the value of Vf, Vfg 3, this is for 3 point, and V2 equals to 0.796, we can calculate the value of X3 is equals to 0.2332. So the dryness fraction is 0.2332. So somewhere, okay, this is the X. Now to find out the enthalpy at point 3, H3 will be equals to HF3 plus X HFG 3 X3. So HF3 we know as 334.921 and HFG3 we know as 2308.788 and X3 equals to this. So we can calculate the value of H3, that is comes out to be equals to 873.32. Okay, to find out the heat transfer per kg of steam, it cooling from 250 degree centigrade to 80 degree centigrade, we will use the first law of thermodynamics, dq minus dw equals to du. So dq will be equals to du plus dw, and dw is nothing but pdv, du plus pdv, and dv is 0. So this portion will become 0. So dq will be equals to du, and du will be nothing but u3 minus u1, the final internal energy minus initial internal energy. And we know that H is equals to PV plus U, or U3, U is equals to H minus PV. Okay, so U3 we can write as, or dq we can write as U3. U3 is nothing but H3 minus P3 V3 minus U1, that is H1 minus P1 V1. So this we can solve as H3 minus H1, H3 minus H1 minus P3 V3 minus P1 V1. Okay, and again we can rewrite this as H3 minus H1 minus V3, we can take common, so it will become P3 minus P1, because V3 and V1 are the same. So V3, say V3 or V1 we are taking out. Now we will substitute the values. H3 we know, H3 we had calculated as 873.32, H1 we had found from the steam table as 2967.6, minus V3 is given from the steam table 0.796, okay, into P3. P3 we had taken out from the steam table at 80 degree centigrade as 0.47360 minus P1. P1 is given in the question 3 bar. So we will simply substitute the values as H3 equals to 873.32 into 10 to the power 3 minus H1 2967.6 into 10 to the power 3 minus V3 0.796 multiplied by P3 is 0.4736 into 10 to the power 5 minus 3 into 10 to the power 5. So when you will solve this, you will get the answer as 1893.17, 1893.17 kilojoules per kg, and this figure will come out in negative. So this much amount of heat you have to take out from condition 1 to reach at condition 3, that is this much of heat you are supplying or taking out from the steam per kg.
Question number 7. Steam initially at 1.5 megapascal 300 degree centigrade expands reversibly and adiabatically in a steam turbine to 40 degree centigrade. Determine the ideal work output of the turbine per kg of steam.
In question number 7, it is given that the steam is at 15 bar and 300 degree centigrade is expanded reversibly and adiabatically in the steam turbine to 40 degree centigrade, and we had to find out the work output per kg of steam. So first we will try to find out at 15 bar and 300 degree centigrade what is the condition of the steam. So if I'll go into an steam table, and for the saturated steam at 15 bar, I can see from the steam table dry saturated steam. Here the table number 2 at 15 bar, the saturation temperature is 198.30 degree centigrade, but the given temperature is 300. That means the steam is superheated. So I'll go into an steam table number 3 where I am having the properties of the superheated steam. So here I am table number 3, and the first column I am looking for the 15 bar. So here it is written 15 bar, and the saturation temperature is given as 198.30, which is lower than 300 degree centigrade. So I'll go for the temperature 200, 250, 300. So here it is 300 is given. So I'll move downward, and for 15 bar I move horizontally. So I am getting this as the property 0.169 the volume, 3037.6 the enthalpy, and 6.918 as the entropy at the entrance of the turbine, that is 15 bar and 300 degree centigrade. So I'll write down these properties. At 15 bar and 300 degree centigrade, specific volume is 0.169 meter cube per kg. Specific enthalpy is 3037.6 kilojoules per kg, and specific entropy is 6.918 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So this is on the TS chart. If I'll see, this is the point, this is the saturated vapor line, so I am above that. So this is the one point where the temperature is 300 and the pressure is 15 bar. Okay, from this the steam is expanded reversibly and adiabatically. That means the entropy is going to remain constant, so this will be a vertical line. Okay, and up to a 40 degree centigrade. So what I will see at 40 degree centigrade, what is the properties of the steam. So the temperature is given 40 degree centigrade. So first I will go into a table number 1 where the data is given corresponding to the saturation temperature. So here in the table number 1 the temperature is given, so I'll move it further. For 40 degree centigrade the pressure is given as 0.07376 bar. The volume of the water, steam, enthalpy, and the entropy. Here I can see the total entropy is 8.2580, but at the inlet point the entropy is 6.918 only. So if entropy should remain constant between 0.1 and 0.2, that means the steam will be wet, because 1 kg if it is totally in the steam form, then this is the entropy, and if it is total in liquid form, then this is the entropy. So there must be a mixture of liquid plus vapor, and that will give me the entropy as 6.918. So what I will do, I will note down the readings of 40 degrees centigrade pressure, volumes, enthalpies and entropies first on the copy. So at 40 degrees centigrade, the pressure, saturation pressure, is equals to 0.07376 bar. The volume of the liquid is 0.001008. Volume of the steam, dry steam, saturated steam, 19.546. The enthalpy HF is equals to 167.453. HFG is equals to 2406.944, and Hg is equals to 2574.397. Similarly, the entropy of the liquid is 0.5719. The SFG, change in entropy during evaporation, is 7.6861, and the entropy of the saturated vapor is 8.2580. Okay. Now the entropy at point 1 will be equals to entropy at point 2. So what I will do, S1 equals to S2, and S2 will be equals to SF2 plus X2 SFG2. So these properties are at point 2. Okay. So substituting the values, S1 equals to 6.918 equals to SF2 equals to 0.5719 plus X2 into SFG 7.6861. So I can calculate the value of X2. This comes out to be 0.825659. Now I know the value of X2. On the enthalpy entropy chart, if you will see, this is the constant pressure line that is on the Mollier chart. You can locate this point easily. You have to move on this line as 15 bar line, and you have to see a constant temperature line of 300 degrees centigrade. Wherever they cut, that is the point 1, and this will give you the reading directly as H1. And from one line you draw a perpendicular line, that is the constant entropy line, and on this line will cut somewhere the pressure line equals to 0.0738 bar. So you will get the point 2. From this also you can read the value of H2, and the dryness fraction you can read here as x equals to 1, then x equals to 0.95, like that. So you will come to know that value of X2 is equals to 0.825659. Okay. Now from the steam table at present we are doing, so the enthalpy at point 2 will be equals to HF2 plus X2 into HFG2. So value of HF2 is 167.453 plus X2 we had calculated as 0.825659 multiplied by HFG2 is 2406.944. So that gives me the value of H2 equals to 2154.769. So now I know the value of H2 and the value of H1 also. This is the point 1. So I'll apply the energy equation between 1 and 2. So that gives me the energy equation what we had applied made is like this. Something is going in and some is going out. Say the m dot kg or 1 kg is entering, so 1 kg is going out when the steady flow conditions are there. So the inlet is u1 plus p1 v1 plus 1 by 2 c1 square plus gz1, if this is the height z1. So this is the energy entering per kg, plus if some amount of heat is entering, then it is Q, equals to what is going out is U2 plus P2 V2 plus 1 by 2 C2 square plus GZ2 plus W work we are getting from the system. So this was our energy equation, steady flow energy equation. In this case, we can simplify it as H1, C1 and C2 we can neglect, G1, Z1 and Z2 also we neglect. There is adiabatic expansion, so the Q is 0. So H1 equals to, this becomes H2 plus W, or W will become H1 minus H2. So this is the steady flow energy equation for the turbine. Substituting the values, H1 equals to 3037.6 minus H2 equals to 2154.769. So this gives me the value 524.644 kilojoules per kg. So this is the work done I am going to get from this turbine. If you will see the block diagram, then the block diagram of the turbine will be like this. This is the control volume, and here some mass is entering 1 kg and 1 kg is going out. This is the 1 condition, this is the 2 condition, and here you are getting some W work, and this is the system is adiabatic. Only work transfer can take place. So this way we can find out the work done. Thank you.